Hey friends, Mark Holmes here. My buddy Joe Boo's actually in the bag because we're actually about to go out and about and do some running around tonight before our live stream. And this is going to be kind of crazy for me tonight for doing the live stream because it'll be 6 o'clock here when I do the live stream. I'm used to it being dark. It's the end of the day, and so on. Things are different out here on the West Coast and the East Coast. So it'll be 6 o'clock here when I do it. Of course, 9 o'clock Eastern time, which is actually my home area, and we've got a lot to talk about. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. But before we get to what we're going to talk about tonight, I got to tell you, Sean Lee is expected to be back at practice full go on that hamstring starting Wednesday. And nothing could be bigger for that Dallas Cowboy defense than having Sean Lee. If Sean Lee can stay healthy, if Awuzie can continue playing the way he did, if Kevin Frazier can end up being a good safety like he was for those 21 plays, add a few more. If Taco can continue to kind of come on and be a little bit of a help on that defense, along with David Irving literally just about knocking not only other quarterbacks, but his own teammates out. And of course, DeMarcus Lawrence being the NFL sack leader. If we can get all those pieces together at the same time, working between here and the end of the season, I don't know if we can make the playoffs. If we in fact get Zeke Elliott back and somehow, some way sneak into the playoffs, and definitely not play any games at home because clearly we don't have a home field advantage, we could actually make some noise in the playoffs. I know I'm getting ahead of myself talking about playoffs, but you never know. Now, here's what's interesting. There was talk that the Cowboys would end up being flexed out of the Raider game being Sunday night, but they decided, you know what, we're going to keep the Cowboys right there. And what's even more interesting is, as bad as the season has been, next year the Dallas Cowboys are going to be in 11 prime time slots. 11 prime time slots. So that's good news for me. I definitely don't need to get that DirecTV subscription because Cowboys are always on TV. In fact, I can only think of one game so far this season that the Dallas Cowboys weren't a nationally broadcasted game in D.C. So it's hats off to Jerry. Jerry, you got what you want. The Cowboys, everybody wants to know, wants to see him, and so on. But the question I have, Jerry, since you are so popular, since we're seen everywhere, does winning a Super Bowl mean anything to you? Because if you were to actually go to a Super Bowl and win it, it would definitely be record-breaking Super Bowls with all the Dallas Cowboy fans, not only here in the United States, but across the world. That's a whole lot of change. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But we will be live streaming here at 6 o'clock West Coast, which is strange for me because I'm used to being on at 9 o'clock Eastern. So 6 o'clock West Coast, 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be live streaming. We'll be talking about the New York Stinking Giants we play this week, who are already imploding the team. And unlike the Pontiac Silverdome, their explosion hit the ground. So as always, friends, I'm Mark Holmes. Cowboy Joe Boo's in the back as we're going to go out and about and see some sights. And I'll talk to you guys soon.